Last season, the Bruins put up their worst record in nearly 30 years. And back then, Marco Sturm was still playing for Boston. Now he's the guy tasked with trying to turn this thing around. Fixing the heartbeat is where he needs to start first. And those are Sturm's words, by the way, not mine.
Yeah, I always call it the heartbeat of the locker room, right? And that has to come from the guys inside. And again, I've been through it, right? I've been through it because I was part of it.
If I were to translate that in Bruins terms, that's basically saying be miserable to play against. Bring the edge every single night. And make sure any team that comes into the Garden does not leave in one piece. The problem is, last year, none of that happened. They finished 33-39-10, dead last in the Atlantic, missed the playoffs for the first time in 8 years, and to pour salt into the wound, they had to watch Brad Marchand, their captain, former captain, lift the Stanley Cup as a Florida Panther.
We got to compete. We're going to be structured, I can tell you that. But we also got to compete and make everyone proud.
So what do you do after a year like that? Well, apparently, you go on a full July 1 shopping spree. Victor Arvidsson, Tanner Jeannot, Sean Corrali, Michael Esiamont, all built for board battles, net front chaos, and the occasional line brawl. And I get what they're trying to do, but even with sandpaper, you still need to score goals. Last season, David Pastrnak put up 106 points. Morgan Geekie, who had a good year, quietly had 57. And no one else even cracked 50. That's a problem.
I think in our DNA, in the Bruins DNA, playing good defensively, it's not going to change. But we have to find a way to be more productive offensively. I think that's going to be our goal, and not sure challenge, but that's what we're going to address from day one.
Defensively, everything starts with Charlie McAvoy. Everybody knows that in Boston. Unfortunately, he missed half the year because he needed an operation on his shoulder and a staph infection. But he's back now, healthy, and probably tired of being asked about it. He's going to be paired with a rotating cast of players throughout the season, and that's fine. But he has to return to being that anchor for the Bruins. But what we need to remember is McAvoy wasn't the only major injury on the back end. Hampus Lindholm appeared in just 17 games last year after suffering an injury in November against the Blues. And now he's healthy, which is great. And it's imperative for him and McAvoy to stay healthy throughout the entire season, at least a majority of it, if the Bruins want a chance at even sniffing the playoffs. And in net, Jeremy Swayman's got to find it again, because last year was rough. 5th season in the league, and it was his worst across the board. 22 wins, 29 losses, a 3.11 goals against, and an 8.92 save percentage. And down the stretch, it got ugly. 2-8-1 in his last 11, gave up 4 more in 7 of those games. That's not what you want from your number one. And I get it. It wasn't all his fault. The team in front of him did not play well defensively or offensively. And the front office basically blew it up at the deadline and said, listen, this is what we're doing moving forward. So they did not put their goaltender or the rest of the team in a position to succeed. However, he does have to be better, and he understands that.
You know, I take accountability. I wanted to play better. I know that I can play better, and that's something that I can't wait to work on. And this team is going to be a lot different next year with, you know, what we learned from this year, and you know, we got a lot to look forward to.
And the Bruins don't have to worry about a contract holdup because he already got paid. He got his money, but that's a conversation for another day. Let's wrap this thing up with 2 big questions, and they both go hand in hand. Can McAvoy and Lindholm stay healthy all season? And if they do, does that give Jeremy Swayman the best chance to bounce back this year? Drop your take below. What's your expectations for the Bruins this year?